Okay, welcome back. Well, things are a little different than what I thought. The named leader is this guy. He's the emperor because he has this little eagle. That, of course, means he's the empire leader. This star that you see here, that's the general. So the general would be here. And to be quite honest, they actually have the exact same stats. So thank goodness it didn't impact the battles. But basically, Gratianus is stuck, being unable to move. And I don't think anybody else has that problem, but I know Rome does. So it's just a basic Caesar. That's just a general for them. So yeah, he can rampage across the countryside and do whatever he wants. The challenge is you got a full-strength Visigoth here that are sitting in mountains. That's a stacking limit issue. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 more. I don't know where the last unit would go. I think you can violate stacking limits in that case. Because he had to retreat. So he would just go somewhere that's not there. He can't retreat to here because that would be an attack. So I'll put him in Dalmatia like that. Okay, so what's Rome going to do? They're beat up pretty bad here, and I would think that they would only want to do a battle if they can win it. Taking on the Huns would mean crossing the river, which isn't easy. And then the Visigoths actually won that last battle, which also isn't easy. And I know this sounds crazy, but I think he wants to stay put. Largely because they still control the area, even though they lost some provinces. They lost one city, but they still control this city here, and I don't know. They actually may have lost control of the area because there may only be 2 cities in Illyria. So let's look it up. The rulebook does have this in there, so you don't have to look at those crazy map things that you can barely see. So they break up the areas. First they start with the barbarian areas, and then they go to right here, Illyria, right? And this, I think, is the income value. And then right here, they're showing the cities. So there's Illyricum, which is a city. Carnuntum is a city that they're holding right now. And then Pannonia is the one that they lost. So they still have 2 out of the 3 cities, so they still control this area, okay? They're not going to get the $2 for having complete control, but they would still, for game purposes, have control. And there's no barbarians going anymore, so if they can just get through this turn, they can get to another income step and then heal those troops up and try to reinforce the area to beat back these barbarians, which currently they're not doing. But they're still they still have the control, so they're going to get yet another turn where they score their points. So I don't think that it would behoove them to just blindly attack and lose those elite units that they have, because then it's going to cost even more to replace them. So we're going to just stay put. They could go into the barbarian territory and try to attack the Alamanis, for example, but that comes with its own issue. Anyways, that's Romans are going to take a very quick turn, I think, and call it a day. So then we get to the Persians and the Byzantiums, and that's going to be all kinds of chaos. So my biggest issue is I'm going to have to call it a night very soon, but I'm only 4 minutes in on this one. So let's go ahead and try to figure out what they're going to do. Also, I wanted to check with the Romans. They did have a sedition option, which basically is saying that the intercepted stacks nation would lose units or inaction, so they just wouldn't participate. They also have an attrition step where the target stack suffers attrition upon entering unfriendly territory. This can be done during an interception as well as a normal activation. They roll a d10 for every unit in the stack, and an 8 or more, it gets eliminated. That would have been very interesting to do on the Visigoths, and it was my fault for not remembering that particular event. Did belong to them. And then, of course, the Byzantines can force a marriage on the Persians. The Persians would get 2 gold. They would get 2 victory points if they choose not to attack, but they don't have to listen to it. So I don't know how handy that particular diplomacy action is. It's pretty cheesy if you ask me. Okay, so the Persians really want to get into basically Jerusalem, Syria, and down into Egypt, more so than they want to go after Constantinople. Like, they actually want to go this way before they actually want to go that way. So they have huge stacks of troops. So how do they want to do it is the question. So we have a leader here, and we have a leader here. This particular leader has 2 campaigns on him. This leader here has 1. So they get to do an awful lot. I think what we want to do is this particular leader is going to pick up this stack, and we're going to attack Syria here. There's 2 units in a limus in Syria, but we're going to attack that, and so we get to bring 4 units plus 1 because of his stacking limit. And I'm going to bring one, 2, 3, 4 plus 1. Yeah, I'm going to do that, and we're going to attack this stack here. Okay. Now, obviously, there would be an intercept chance, but this guy has a stacking limit of plus 1, so we're going to bring 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1, and we're going to attack this guy here. And look at this. I forgot to pay. Or no, they took 2 hits. That's right. It was because of some stupid event. They took some hits. So that unit will stay behind. And then these units, 1, 2, 3, and 4, are going to go into here to try to take this city. And I do have to leave something. Or no, I don't have to leave anything behind. These guys are behind. I'm going to leave the regular infantry behind. I can only bring 4 units is what I'm trying to say. So those 4 would go there. And I probably would want these units to be with the leader. So let me think this through, because I got some nice horse archers there. But see, I have some heavy units. The elephants in this. So let me look through his stack. Oh, he's got some nice units in his stack. So what he's going to do, though, is he's going to give up the horse archer and take the elephant. That's what we're going to do. So we'll go after that, and then these 3 will be here. So that's 3 attacks. The satraps, or however you pronounce them, aren't allowed to leave the area. I do have 3 units that could go somewhere. So like this unit, for example, Amida is currently protected by other areas, so this unit will move forward to at least protect that area. And yes, interceptions can occur if they want to, and we're gonna have to figure that out. There was something I wanted to look up real quick, and I don't remember what it was now. Yeah, I don't remember. So the Byzantines have this guy, right? He is, I just remembered what I wanted to look up. 1 second. I'm gonna just put those down. So, somebody had mentioned that the elephants, so on the video comments, somebody mentioned that the elephants are considered the noble cavalry or heavy cavalry, which would be here. And there's an actual elephant section of the Byzantine player aid. And I just need to find it. There's the cataphracti. Oh, come on. I know the elephants are mentioned in here. I'm getting really tired because I'm not finding him. It's like part of purchases or something. Like there's the walls of Constantinople, the Persian campaign, Byzantine garrisons. Dang it, those elephants are mentioned. I swear to you they are. And it even tells you that they're just infantry, which is the whole point of this discussion. I'm really getting tired because I'm reading stuff, but then I'm just not processing it. So I probably need to quit. I guarantee you the elephant thing's here and I'm just not seeing it. Like it says that the cataphract is 15 gold, same as the guard or the Palatine cavalry. That's listed here. The elephant unit becomes available turn 2. Because it even explains, like, they have a double heavy on them. And it'll explain that they have double heavy, but they still get eliminated after just one hit. But they count twice as heavy units. I mean, I can even like recite it to you because I know I've read this before. I don't know why it's not here. And is it really on the Romans one? That would be crazy. No, not on the Roman one. It's crazy. I mean, I'm finding the cataphract several times. It's even like on turn 2. I even remember it saying that on turn 2. Yeah, I don't. So, so frustrating. So frustrating. All right, well, I guess for now, until I can find the evidence otherwise, the commenter on YouTube is correct. I would just swear that there's evidence. I just don't know where. I mean, unless it's written on the player nation card. Oh gosh, that would be... That would be bad if it was. Oh, I know. I'm looking in the Byzantine player. Oh my gosh, I'm such a doofus. It's not a Byzantine thing, it's a Persian thing. I was looking at the Byzantine player aid. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I'm wasting everybody's time. Persia, right here. Persian elephants. Starting with turn 2. The elephant is a normal, not elite, double heavy unit. It counts as 2 heavy units, blah, blah, blah. So a normal, not elite, heavy unit. So a normal unit is just infantry. Double heavy unit. I guess I can see what you're saying there. It's a heavy cavalry. Yeah, it would be a heavy cavalry. So the difference would be $4. All right, so I'll take $4 off of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sorry for all that. But that was a comment somebody made, and yeah, I needed to correct that. Okay, so as far as interceptions go, we picked this guy up. He is a leader. I mean, we have a Caesar over here, which we sort of haven't been doing anything with. But this particular one, for example, we conquered Armenia to get them back. But we can try to intercept and go like 1, 2, like this, right? And then I have these 2 units which I can bring somewhere. And what I'm concerned about is I can protect my leader, of course, to make him more powerful and reinforce him, or I can try to protect these guys which are in trouble. And these are, I think, the barbarians there, protecting that particular area. And then, of course, I have this one here. So I may need help with Caesar just to take out those guys. So what I'm going to do is I am going to try to intercept this guy to there. So we got to roll lots of dice. That's what I'm trying to say. I rolled a 1. He failed. So then this guy is going to try to do the same. I rolled a 10 and he passed. So he'll join the Caesar or the leader or whatever. And then this guy down in Egypt is going to try to join, I believe, these guys over here on the right. This one. So I rolled a 7 and that should be enough. 1, 2, I am moving 3. He fails. Oh no, he gets +2 because of the Empire. He passes. So he made it. And beyond that, now there is an ability to intercept through sea. So for example, I could take Caesar and these 2 units and try to go across the sea to intercept. And that's a whole new set of rules we've never done before. And yes, I've been sitting here looking up rules for the past 20 minutes and you guys are probably going nuts. But this one, I think I can look at with you guys. So what we're trying to get at is there's the reaction step. Opponent's reaction. Okay, so you can do 3 paces by land and unblock straight through empty neutral. Then there's sea movement, warfare. Fleets are always in sea zones, move up to 4. Naval interception. When a naval stack of the active nation is in the same zone as an enemy one, oh, that's naval interception. Land units may go 1 or 2. Allows 3 land units and a leader. Nomads may never use them. First, declare the transport, then enemy fleets may attempt interception. Naval transport from a friendly into an enemy is considered amphibious landing. Yeah, so I can't use the sea zone to do an interception. I thought I could. The Bosphorus, the Sevastopol does, and there's special rules in the player aid that covers that. But apparently you don't get to do that with this. So that stinks. So Caesar can't do anything. I've been keeping him in Constantinople because I'm worried about that city falling, but there's nobody near it at the moment. So yeah, we got 3 stacks of battles. So let's get them resolved. Let's do the one that has the Byzantine leader first. He's probably going to win this, which I don't know how smart it was to do this, but we're going to find out. There is going to be an archery phase though, and he may not win this. He only has 3 units. So there's an archery phase with 3 archers here for the Persians. I gotta grab the dice. They rolled an 8. This is 9, 10, 11. They do have the heavy bonus, so they get to subtract 2. So it becomes 10, 9, and that means 1 hit on these guys. So this one is going to flip. All right, so then they go ahead and do attacks. And he's going to use his reroll to give them a -2. So they rolled an 8, and that -2 puts them down to a 6. And they have cavalry bonus, so that makes it go up to 7. And that's it. I don't think anything else is going to help them. Oh, there's a fortified city. Nope, that helps the defenders, so it's going to be a 7. So they have 4. And if you go down to 7 with 4 units, it is going to round up to 2. They do have a nomad. No, they're not a nomad, but it is 2 hits. So that hurts. So this one will go down 1, and this one gets eliminated. So now he's going to roll, and it's an 8. Okay. He does have the elite units. He had 4 before all this carnage happened, right? So that becomes a 10. And then, oh, he had heavy. That would have caused them to lose 1. That's still 1.5. They still would have been fine. All right, so 8 plus 1 for having a fortified city, that becomes 9. And then plus 1 more for the elite. I'm sorry, 2 more, because they had 4 elite, and that becomes 10, that becomes 11. So he has 1, 2, 3 units with an 11 roll. That's a really good roll. And 3 units at 11 is 2.5. So that becomes 3 hits on them. So 1, 2, and 3. And just checking, he actually did have the elite. Yeah. So now we go to, they're going to try to retreat. They rolled an 8. That's actually pretty good. They needed a 9. Yeah, they're not getting it. So they attack with a 7 for 1 unit. That is a hit. Nope, this causes a -1 because they have a heavy advantage. So no hits. And then these guys roll. They rolled a 4. There's only 2 units with a 4. That's a half hit, which does get rounded up. And they do have a fortified city and other stuff that would have given them more. So that is 4 points for red. Um, 1 point for yellow. And, but yellow did do a lot of damage to them. So they get to take 2 of their units back, so they'll take these 2 and retreat them to Amita. These 2, of course, are eliminated. Oh, they probably want to keep that. No, they don't. All right, and gets this unit back and then gets to flip 1 over, so it'll be that one. And that's the situation for Caesar, or whatever his name is. Okay, so then we're gonna do this stack here. Yeah, this doesn't look good for them. All right, we're gonna roll for these guys. He does get 1 reroll, so he's gonna give himself a +2. That's a 9, +2 is 11. They have the heavy advantage. They have elite, which gives them 1 more for 12. And I don't think there's any negatives at all for them. They even have the cavalry advantage. So they have a 12 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. That is called a slaughter, although it is forested. So the half does get rounded down. They did 3 kills. Yeah, these are all just barbarian units here. So these guys are gonna roll, and they rolled a 6. Actually, let's see if they would have retreated. Nope. Okay, they rolled a 6. This means there would have been an archery phase. So 1 second. Let's resolve the archery phase. Well, let's finish this. This would be a 6. They get 1 more because they have a fortified city, so it becomes a 7. And there's 4 units with a 7. That's 1 hit on them. So they'll go ahead and do this. Now let's do the archery phase. I only rolled a 3, which would become a 4. And they have the heavy advantage, so it would become a 2. That's no hits. All right, so now these guys are gonna try to retreat. I rolled a 5, doesn't gonna work. These guys attack. Even at a 4, that's enough to kill him. And then he counters. He gets a 7. 1 unit, a 7 is 1 hit. So this one will get killed. All right, so that's $4, or 4 points for yellow, 1 point for red. Okay. This guy gets restored. This gets restored because they're civilized. 2 of these come back. We'll do those 2. And they retreat. So we're going to retreat to Palestine. And then these 2 go into the dead pool. And these guys have to siege now. And so he gets 1 reroll. And we're gonna go ahead and siege. He rolled a 9. That should be enough, because he's gonna subtract 2 for 7. And he is civilized, so it even becomes an 8. It is a harbor city. So, or is it? Yep, it's a harbor city, so that 8 gets a -1, goes back down to 7. But a 7 is enough. So he's going to take control of Phoenicia. It is a level 3 city. Holy buckets. So a level 3 city is 3 pillage markers. 1, 2, 3. And then this, of course, is going to go... he's not going to reduce the walls. He's going to keep it there. And we have 2 gold, 1 gold, and 3 gold. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 more for just winning the siege. That's $8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then There is an event here. We'll look that up in a second. They have control of. They have control of 2 provinces now in this area, actually 3, because Amida, I think, is one of them. We can look it up. They're at 3 of the provinces, and this is the. I'm actually done with trying to look at the map for the borders. The best thing to do is just to get out this rule book and look up Oriens, and you'll see here Amida is a part of Oriens. And so they control Amida, Kol Syria, and they just took Palestine. So that's 3 out of the 5. Okay, so the area has now just taken the Persians now have control of the area, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so that is good because that means they can actually become an empire now. They qualify for that, but that also means they have to hold it because the Byzantines get to go next. All right, and so then we have event 26 we need to do. Event 26 says, famine. Select a civilized area at random using the revolt table and roll again. Put a famine marker there and remove it at the end of the turn. All province and city income in the affected area is reduced to 2/3 unless already reduced by plague. And then the granary removes that. I'm not even going to bother because it gets removed at the end of the turn and income phase is already come and gone. So it's a silly event. I bet that would be an errata item where it doesn't get removed until the end of the next turn. But I'm not going to worry about that. Even so, everybody has their granaries, so it would have eliminated the famine effect anyways. Okay. So we got one more battle still, and this is for yet another province in the same area that they already have established control of. So they would have actually control of 4 of the 5 provinces, and this one has a limitus. Yeah, they're going to get slaughtered. Well, maybe not. Okay, so there is an archery phase, and both sides have archers. So we're going to go ahead and roll for the attacker first. They get a 9. That gets reduced to a 7 because this guy actually does have heavy. A 7 in the archery phase is a no hits. So these guys roll. They got a 7, which is also no hits. And, oh, I'm sorry, the 7 would have become an 8, which then gets subtracted by 2 to 6. This 7 becomes an 8, and that becomes a hit only if it's a steppe terrain or clear, and it's not that case. This is forested, so no hit for them. So now the attacker's roll, and he's going to give himself a +2. And it's a good thing he did because he rolled a 4. So +2 is 6. And there is a fortified city here. There's no cavalry bonus. There's no elites. So it's just going to be a 6 against with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 2 hits. So that's enough to destroy this. And to take him out. So it would be 2 hits. And these guys roll. Hold on. 2, 3, 4. We said 5 and we rolled a 6. It's only going to be 1 hit because this guy's heavy, so he would have caused a -1 to their roll. All right, so the defender rolls an 8. He has 3 units. That would be 1 hit so far. And I don't think, oh, they have a fortified city, so it would become a 9. That's 2 hits on these guys. So 2 units are gone. That's not good. I was thinking they needed to retreat, but that's not the case right now. All right, so we go to the next round. 9 is a much better result. I don't think they get any bonuses. They get a -1 because of the heavy advantage, so this becomes an 8. So 3 units with an 8 is 1 hit. So now this unit gets removed. And then this roll is a 5. +1 is 6 for the fortified city. 2 units with a 6 is 1 hit. So they do take out another one. So 3 units got eliminated. This guy actually lost the battle. So this 1 unit does recover, but it is a point for yellow. But 3 points for red. And 3 for red. And then yellow gets to bring back 2 of their guys. And then this one will go flip to elite. And then this one's eliminated for good. And he has to retreat. So this guy they actually pulled off the defense of Syria. That's impressive. Oh, I forgot. The Empire controls an area if it meets the conditions first. So what I mean by that is they control 1 city, 2 cities. They don't control this city anymore, or this one. So 2 of the 4 cities are gone. So yeah, the Empire lost control of that area. The Persians currently have control. Okay, so what's next? Well, what's next is we got 2 campaigns with this guy, and we got 1 campaign with this guy. So this guy's gonna try again. This time we're gonna bring some archers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he gets to bring 1 more for 5. This one will stay behind, and he's gonna once again, he's sitting here. He's gonna once again try to take that city. And then this guy has a campaign of 2. So he's going to try to take out, I really wish it would be the other way around. Like this guy should be trying to take out the city, but he's gonna come down and try to take this city there. Okay, and then for the second campaign, I think we may have to flip back around and try to get rid of their general or their leader, because I mean we want to take these out because we want to open up the pathway to take Egypt, which we won't be able to do this turn. But but anyways, this is 1 campaign and he has 2. So this is the first campaign for both of them. So let's do this one first. And the difference this time is he's got some nice archers. And they have archers too, but okay, so we're gonna do the archery phase for this guy. And he rolled a 7, and this becomes 8, 9, 10. Okay, the 10 does become an 8 because they have the heavy advantage. So an 8 is not a hit. Nothing happens. And actually, I just realized, I don't know how this extra guy got there. Did I forget to put him in the last battle? I don't know. Anyways, this one's gonna roll. And that's a 6 plus 1 is 7. That's also no hit. So everybody's fine. Now we go to the battle itself. And do I want to give myself +2 or just save for a reroll? They get the heavy bonus, of course. We get the cavalry bonus, which is helpful. They're going to get +1 for the elites and +1 for the city. So he could try to give them a -2. He's going to give himself a +2. And of course we rolled an 11 and overkilled it. Actually no, because this gives him a -1 that puts it to 10. His +2 makes it a 12. this would have been another +1, which makes it a 13. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units at 12 is 3 hits. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, he's gonna roll. He rolled a 7. He gets 1 more for having a fortified city. So it becomes 8. A 3 at 8 is 1 hit. So this unit will get eliminated. Now we roll again. Well, actually, they're gonna try to retreat. They rolled a 1, no good. 5 plus 1 is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Rolled a 6. It's 1 hit. It's enough to make them retreat. And the defender rolls a 9. They get 1 more for 10. He's got an elite. That's not enough for a +1. So 10 with 2 units. 10 is still pretty good. It's a hit. So yeah, 2 units eliminated to 2 units eliminated. So 2 points each. All right, so they get 2 units back. So does he, and one of them gets to flip back over. And then of course they're retreating. And so basically his entire stack gets to retreat, and he's gonna go 1, 2, 3 and try to protect Egypt. Sorry I didn't show you. He retreated from here, 1, 2, 3. The rest of these guys get 1 shot plus 1 reroll at pillaging the city. So let's see what we can do. A 7 is good. The city brings it down to 5. He's civilized, so it goes up to 6. Yeah, that's not enough. And he rolled a 7 again, so he failed. So he has to retreat. So he will go to Phoenicia to help defend Phoenicia from up there. All right, so now we're going to do this battle here, and I'm going to try not to... we actually win the heavy department here, and we have an elite bonus. We even win the cavalry bonus. So they're going to just try to retreat. And they rolled a 9. That might do it. Let's see. There's no leader value. -1 if you have less cavalry. Oh, it becomes an 8. And they fail. All right. They're going to roll for the Persians. And the Persians are going to put a -2 on their roll. Nope. They're going to give a +2 to their own roll. So 8 plus 2 is 10. And then cavalry makes it 11. I'm sure there's some other bonuses, but it doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them with a roll of 11. That's 3 hits. So they're done. The 8 for the barbarians. Well, you know what I mean. The auxiliary units rolled an 8, which is a good show for them. 2 at 8. That is 1 hit. So these 2 get eliminated. And one of these would get eliminated. So 2 points. 1 point for him. And then 2 points for him. Okay? So they do get completely removed. And of course, all these units are now trying to take Palestine. And yes, they need... Palestine actually has... It's not fortified. So, so now we're going to roll. And if we get an even number, we terrorize them. And we did. So we terrorize them. And what that means is we automatically win without a siege. And so I'm drawing a, we get 2 gold for that, of course, and then 3 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're up to the 18 marker. Okay, and then they get event 16, whatever that's going to be. And that's an extra campaign at no cost. So they get to campaign again if they want. That's interesting because they could actually try to come in here and defeat Egypt. The problem with that is there's 3 cities here they would need to take. So they're not going to be able to do all that this turn. Okay, so he gets at least 1 more campaign, or if I want to use that token, he can do 2 more campaigns. And I think what would benefit me the most, I mean, these guys, it would be nice to eliminate them, of course, with them being 3 down there. But I think I may want to turn around and eliminate this stack there because they're hurt. They're hurting bad, and this is the time to finish them off. So we can come in, attack him, and get some damage in, and then even take out one of their cities, which is, what city is that? Osrion? Yeah, that would be another one of the Orion cities. They will get to try to intercept again. And I guess even the Armenians, no, the Armenians will only intercept if it's their territory. I don't know what that means. I would say the area of Caucasus. He definitely wants to keep going. It's just a question of, do we take out this guy or do we take out this stack? If we take out this stack, we're gonna end up in Delta, which means we're ready to conquer down here. The problem is we're gonna have our armies down here, and he's got armies up there. Yeah, I still like the idea of coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, all 5 of these. We're gonna attack Osrion. We're gonna see if the guy can intercept. He rolled a 7. He's definitely gonna be able to intercept. So this one will join him, and let's see how bad this turns out. We're definitely gonna win the heavy battle here. And they even have some heavy units themselves. They have 3, in fact, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are going to get, because they have 4 elite, they are going to get a +2, but they have at least 2 elite, so they're going to get a +1. And then cavalry-wise, nobody has the bent, or no, these have 3 cavalry, this only has 1, so they get the +1 for the cavalry bonus. So they get all the bonuses. This one will get a fortified city bonus. All right, so we could try to retreat, but we intercepted. So I think we're trying to take them on. This is actually going to be quite the battle. So this guy is going to spend for a +2, and he'll cancel. So we rolled a 7. And we get to add 1 for the cavalry bonus, 8. And I'm not sure there's anything else to add. There's no Empire versus Barbarian. There was no river crossed. None of that. I mean, because it's a campaign, he would have come in where there's no river. So yeah, it's an 8 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 2.5 hits, and this is a step terrain, so it becomes 3. The only thing I forgot to check, was there an archery phase? No. So 3 hits on these guys. That's pretty bad. So 1, 2, 3. He's going to try hard to keep his elites. I don't think he's going to, but anyways, that hurts him because now he's not going to do as much damage to them. But they do get to go. So we're going to roll for them, and they rolled a 5. Now that 5 becomes a 4 because of the heavy. but it becomes a 5 again because of the fortified city. And I forgot, they get to add one more. That would not have changed. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would have been 3 hits. Yep, it's the same. Okay, so this 5 becomes a 4 because of the heavy, becomes a 5 because of the fortified, but then it becomes a 7 because of the elite. So a 7 at 4 is 2 hits. So 1, 2, so that's 2 eliminated units for them. All right, so they no longer have the, well, they do have the heavy advantage still, and they no longer have the cavalry bonus though. That's a 9, and I don't think they get anything else. So 9 at 3 units is a good roll, because that was 2 hits. So 1, 2, like that. These guys go, I'm sorry, this makes it a 10 at 3 units. It's still 2 hits. Okay, and then these guys rolled awful. They rolled a 3. They do get to add 2, which becomes 5. But at only 2 units, a 5 does get rounded up to 1 hit. So this guy would take a hit like that. All right, so 2 points each. There's no better leader. So what breaks the tie after that? I don't remember. So the first tiebreaker, of course, is who had the most kills. Then the tiebreaker after that is the best leader. They're both the same. So we gotta determine the victor. And I don't know. Oh, I put the pages on the wrong section here. The one with the fewer units eliminated. Otherwise, the defender, if its fortified city is present, that would be the case. So it's not even the best leader. It's the fortified city. I didn't even realize that. So that's a lesson learned. Okay. So the Persians lost, which I find to be interesting. They get these 2 units back, and then they get to flip this over. They get these 2 units back. Whoops. Oh, they would get them back like this. And then they get to flip 1 over. So they would flip this one, like so. Okay? And then, before I forget, 2 points each. Okay, so now yellow is going to use, it's going to campaign again, and it's going to do the exact same battle, because we want to punch them in the mouth, and we really want to eliminate their elite units. So we're going to do this again, because they were only able to restore 1 of them, and they're very vulnerable, and he's got his full army still. So we're going to come at him again. We get to do a campaign. So I could grab like one of my horse archers or something from somewhere else. And I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to swap these 2 units. In a campaign, you get to move around whatever you like. This is a steppe terrain situation. So we're going to pick up 2 horse archers. And we still have the 4 heavies. So now we get an archery phase. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we rolled an 8. And this is going to make it a 10. They don't even get the heavy bonus, and we're in steppe terrain, so all that does is it just guarantees that we would have hit at an 8. So there was already 1 hit applied here, so he's either going to lose his elite bonus or he's going to lose a unit. So he loses a unit before the battle even starts. Their rerolls are going to cancel each other out. This guy goes. That's a 5, which is a very poor roll. He gets 1 for the cavalry, which is 6, and he's gonna get, Ooh, I eliminated. Sorry. Nope. I needed the elite symbol, the diamond, so that these two being elite gives him a +1. So that would have been a 6 for the cavalry and one more 7 because of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units at 7 is 2 hits. And that's enough to doom these guys. So 2 hits means he just lost one of his legions. And then, actually I probably should have rolled to see if he was gonna retreat. He rolled an 8, which does get to add +1 for his leader. It becomes 9, but then it gets -1 because he has less cavalry. So it does not happen. So, all right, let's keep going. He rolls. He rolled a 7. Okay, it gets -1 because of the heavy, but +1 because of the fortified city, so it stays at 7. And he only had 3 units because this one was eliminated in the archery phase. So 3 at 7 is 1.5, which is 2 hits. So these 2 will go down. And then we're gonna roll for the next round. Actually, he's gonna try to retreat. He fails. Roll for the next round. I rolled a 9. Get a 10 for cavalry and an 11. Ooh, no. I'm gonna keep that there and just do that. 10 for cavalry, 11. Oh, I would lose the elite. Ooh. How do I want to do this? Either way, I lose one. So, okay, 10 for cavalry. So 10 at 4 units is going to be deadly. Yep, in fact, it's 3 hits because of the steppe terrain. So he lost everything. And now he's going to roll. A 5 for 1 unit is no hits. And then we now have to see if he gets eliminated. So it's a D2 check. Even means he survives. I rolled a 9. So their leader got killed. Now there is another leader that comes out. It's a weird rule. And it was, you have to remember this because it was on the timetable. Let me find the timetable for you real quick and then you'll understand what I'm saying. So right here on turn 2, Theodosia, if either is eliminated, and Valen's was just eliminated. So Theodosia comes out, and I don't know who Theodosia is. Oh, it's this guy. It's actually a Roman one, which is interesting because they're not allied anymore. So I don't know what happens in this situation. This guy's actually better. But I'm going to say that since they're allied and that's a Roman general, he doesn't get one. So he's going to save these two because these are the really expensive ones and fully restore that one. And then he loses the 2 elite Roman legions. And that actually hurts because he can only even buy 1 in these early rounds. So he's in big trouble and he has to retreat and he's going to go and fortify the Limes here. And then we get this guy back and he's going to flip this. And we're going to go ahead and roll for the siege. I rolled a 2. Get one more reroll. I rolled a 1. They're not winning the siege, so they have to retreat. And Osrione remains intact. So let's figure this out. All right, so we're going to retreat. I don't even know where to retreat to because this guy is in the way. So I guess I have to retreat one of my guys to Syria, so that way I don't violate the stacking limits here. Okay, I'm pretty happy with what they were able to do. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to retreat all of them. 1, 2, 3 to there, so that way he's prepared to do that next time. Okay, so that's it for the Persians. I would say they did pretty well. I forgot to check. At the end of turn 2, did anybody score? So for the Persians, based on what you guys said in the comments, they attacked with at least 10 units against Byzantium. I think we all agree. So they would get 20 points. The looting marker, we looted the Byzantium twice. So they would get -4. So we got to do that. And of course we were doing the victory point for everything else. So we got to take 4 victory points away from red and give 20 to yellow. So let's do that. There's 4 victory points away from red. Here's 20 for yellow. Okay, that part's done. Now I need to check the Roman card. See, at the end of turn 2, they get 5 points for Agri Decumantes, Dalmatia, Noricum, Pannonia, and Rhaelia. Okay, so they don't have Pannomium, right? So we actually should have, so let's see. Pannomium is this one, okay? They don't have that one, Pannonia. I feel like I'm doing a Muppets thing. Pannonia, do-do-do-do-do. Pannonia, do-do-do-do. Okay. Dalmatia is occupied. This here is Noricum. Also occupied. Acri Decumentus is occupied, and Raetia is the only one that they're holding. So they get 5 points for that. They get 10 points for all provinces of Africa, Britannia, or both of Gallia. Yeah, so they're going to get 10, 20, 30, 40, plus the 5 is 45. They lose 10 if any of them are abandoned. Well, they can't abandon anything until turn 3, but so they get 45 points. So red just got richer. And just to give you an idea, these are 100s. That's a stack of 5, so 5, 10, 15. I'm gonna take those in. This is a 25, and then this is 100. 1, 200, 300, 350, 400, and change. Green has 15, 20, and change. Blue has 25 and change. And then yellow has 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, and change. So it's interesting. And yes, there's still a lot of turns left in the game. So there's still a lot of chance for points to be scored. And red will start losing 10 points when they start losing control of these regions. And then this is the Byzantines, and you can see that they only score on turn 3. And we already took the points away for losing having their cities pillaged. So the only thing left is the Byzantine Empire to go. And to be quite honest, they're so weak right now. Even with that general, there's nothing to attack. Now, I could leave Constantinople and start marching troops this way. I'm just concerned about that. I mean, at the moment, the barbarians aren't interested in Constantinople. They're interested in going that way. So we could take a Caesar and, leave Constantinople undefended and move 1, 2, 3 like so. So that way he's at least, helping with the eastern border, and Persia is the threat right now. I mean, nobody has the ability to even get to Constantinople at the moment. But by doing that, if you're playing against a shrewd human player, they may, if they get an invasion and they get to go more than once, they would go here, destroy this for one turn, and then on their next turn, try to take that. So by doing what I just did, I'm allowing the Ostrogoths to have an opportunity to take Constantinople, which would hurt the red player. So that's the biggest reason why doing that just isn't smart. I mean, heck, even with just 2 guys like he has, I don't know how strong that is. But you know what? I guess I could intercept with at least this one. I don't know. It's 6 or 1/2 dozen. Making Rome collapse is the big key, I think. And the Byzantines just aren't that strong at the moment. Anyways, that's the whole turn. Then we go to the scoring phase, which actually we just did the scoring phase for the Romans. So that's it. Nobody else scores on turn 2 except for the Romans, and we call it done. So we will be moving to turn 3, and I'll go ahead and move that down now, and then these units would become available, and these are just barbarian auxiliary units, but they'll be free to use. So all these barbarian auxiliary units will come back out on the board, and that part will be helpful to these empires. So yeah, they're only 1 away from being ready to collapse. The decline marker will increase on turn 3, and it will increase again if that ever gets to 12 and has to advance. And if the decline marker is maxed out, which is what it will be at turn 3, then the Western or Romans will have to go through what's called I think they have to do a collapse check. So the Romans are on the verge of falling. Whether or not those barbarians break through or not, I don't know. And then, of course, with the timing, we want to give Frankie the territory, right? Well, I mean, obviously, if the Romans collapse, the Frankie can just take it. So it doesn't matter. But anyways, thanks for watching. Stay awesome, and have a good night.